Hi, my name is Brian Johnson, and I'm the Executive Director of United Way of the Lewis and Clark area, and we want to welcome you to another installment of United Way's Community Impact Series, Advancing the Common Good. This is an opportunity for United Way to share the work of some of our partner agencies and some of our community impact projects that help you change your neighbors' lives when you give and advocate and volunteer. And today I have a very special guest with me, Teresa Ortega, Executive Director of Good Samaritan Ministries. Thanks for being here, Teresa.
Hello.
Yeah, it's great to have you with us.
Good to be here again.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Teresa, Good Samaritan Ministries has been in the community for a very long time. I think you'll tell us exactly how long.
25 plus years.
25 plus years that Good Samaritan Ministries has been here. So, tell our viewers out there, what is the mission of Good Samaritan Ministries?
Well, Good Samaritan Ministries is to serve the community, social justice needs, to make sure everyone has an equal part or place in their community. We serve people with needs that may be childcare, rental assistance, it may be crisis settings, maybe utilities that come up that they can't keep their heat on. Maybe it's childcare so a mom can get to work. Maybe it's treatment costs so people can get into treatment and get their lives moving again. What I like to say is it's anything you and I might take for granted that someone else may need a little boost on, and that's what we do.
So it sounds like it's a lot more than the thrift store across the street from Valley Bank.
It is a lot more than the thrift store.
Because I think that's what most people recognize, of course,
That's
is the
right.
Good Samaritan Ministries, the thrift store storefront there. And
Right.
what's the relationship between the thrift store and between the services you're talking about that you provide for the community?
Well, the thrift store is one of our ministries. That's the ministries where people donate to us, and someone may need maybe clothing or furniture, or other agencies have people that need assistance, and we help them through this thrift store that way. We also have the ministry, our assistance ministry, which helps people like I just spoke about, the different needs in their daily lives. But then also we have training, and we're working with people with disabilities to get job training, or we have job training going for people to move to other jobs. So there's many different ministries we have at Good Samaritans all together.
Fascinating. So the thrift store then that we interact with for our holiday decorations and our Halloween costumes.
That's right.
That place then is really a hub, it sounds like, for a whole variety of social services.
Well, and I think that's a great way to put it. It's a hub for what's going on. Right now our hub is Halloween costumes.
Yes, yes. Well, I need a Batman costume.
You've got them down there.
So I will be coming.
Okay, we can do that.
So tell me this, Teresa. You're using an interesting word, something that I think will stand out to our viewers. You're saying ministries. You're saying Good Samaritan has many ministries. And so tell us about that. In some ways, Good Samaritan is a sort of hybrid in terms of a faith-based organization and a private nonprofit. Explain that to us.
We are a faith-based organization. We fall under the Diocese of Helena, and our role is to serve those in need. Our role is to teach Catholic social justice teachings. And everybody has a right to life and to be part of their community, the right to vote, the right to work, the right to be trained. That's what we're about at Good Samaritans. That's our ministries under the Catholic Church.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, great. And I think for, most of the 20 years that you've been in existence, you've been a United Way partner, and we sure value that partnership. And I'm reminded of other similar kinds of organizations that bridge that gap between the faith-based world and the private nonprofit sector. The Salvation Army is another example that has roots in a faith community. So too with the YWCA and the YMCA, the Young Men's and the Young Women's Christians Associations. And so those bridges between those worlds.
Right. And I think the nice piece about that too is we're also respected with each other and work together on the needs. Maybe someone can serve in one way where we can serve in another way, and we kind of back each other.
Yeah.
So it's very, very nice. It's a good place to work in Helena with the different social service settings.
Yeah, you bet. One small example of how well those organizations we just mentioned all work together is a community Christmas sharing effort. And so folks will be seeing media about that coming out of ways that Good Samaritan and Salvation Army and Toys for Tots and the Cathedral of St. Helena and other churches and other nonprofits all participate in a shared method of community Christmas sharing. So it works well, I think.
It works great.
Tell us about the need, Teresa. I think that in these conversations, our viewers have experienced descriptions of increasing need from a lot of different corners. How does that impact Good Samaritan?
Well, it impacts in a lot of ways. It impacts the need that we need to give people into the community. So someone's coming in for clothing or for work needs, is work clothing or training. Those needs are increasing. We have people all the time that aren't able to get a job. Jobs are hard to find, but if you don't have work skills, that's where they can get it at Good Sam's. So to open that up and give that training more at Good Sam's is really important. We're seeing a lot more with utility bills is huge. Good Sam's puts a lot each year into the utilities, make sure that we keep that heat on for moms and dads and children and the elderly so they're not sick or cold, or in the summer the air so that they can breathe. We're seeing last year we served over 1,600 households, families in need of services, and that was in a tune of over $200,000. That's a lot of money for an agency that has 2 very small grants, but is working with the thrift store to give that need back to the community and the private donations in town.
And so it sounds like you're saying that the thrift store fuels in large measure some $200,000 of assistance to local families.
It fuels a piece of that. The thrift store ties to the assistance ministry so that we can keep those going. And again, with our fundraisers, we have the St. Francis dinner that'll be coming up in March or April. But then our biggest fundraiser of the year is the style show.
Yes, and this is a fun event. If you folks out there have never been to a style show, this thing's a hoot, and Teresa's going to tell us all about it. But I've been a couple of years now, and it's a good time. What is the Good Samaritan Style Show?
Well,
tell us first. When is it, and how can we get tickets, and how do we get there?
It's November 1st.
November 1st.
It's at the Civic Center this year. We have some special treats this year. We've made some tweaks with it. We've moved it to an evening event starting at 4:30, not too late, and we hope to go about 7:30, but it's a full-on dinner this year. We're excited this year because our audio-visual man was so excited when we asked him to join us because he has wanted to do a fashion show in Montana for years and didn't have the opportunity. So he's coming in with the lights, stage, sound as a New York runway.
Okay, so wait a minute. Where are you going to get what you need to put on a fashion show in Helena, Montana?
It all comes from the thrift store.
From the thrift store.
All comes from the thrift store.
A donated clothing fashion show.
Donated clothing is amazing what comes into this store.
Fantastic.
So this year, the theme is Happy Birthday Helena, 150 years. It's a giant birthday party. But we're going to go through the last 150 years with some styles and fashions, and it was hard to pick out because it's not a lot of time over 150 years, but we've got different themes of clothing. And I think people will be real excited to see what we have.
Well, fantastic. And so there's a style show. What else happens around the event?
We have a live auction this year with 5 auction items, only 5. We have a grizzly bear that was donated to us. We have all the papers on it. We have a bulk elk that is absolutely beautiful. We have many men's items, some heaters and saws and things like that that we've saved over the year to put up. But then also we have the beautiful pottery. We have jewelry. We have dishes and dishware of all kinds. Lots of great stuff that have come in this year.
Good.
We're anxious to put in our silent auction.
Okay, great. A live auction, a silent auction, a style show. We've got New York talent to make that exciting.
We actually have a real runway walker that's going to show our girls how to walk this year as if they were in New York.
Well, you know, maybe you and I should get up and practice for the viewers right now. Maybe we could give them an example.
Oh, that's not my role.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, no. So we'll let the professional runway walkers take care of that.
Let's let the girls do it that are good.
Tell us again, when and where is the event and how do we get tickets?
It's November 1st at the Civic Center. The doors open at 3:45. The first pre-show is 3:45 to 4:30. The show starts and dinner is at 5, with our second pre-show starting at 5 to 5:30. Tickets are $50. Senior citizens are $35. It has gone up a little bit, but we had to do this to meet the needs in the community that we need each year.
Great, Teresa. Well, that's going to be a fun event. We'll look forward to being there. And on behalf of United Way and of all of our viewers watching, I just want to tell you how grateful we are that you're a United Way partner and for the work that you do in the community. And we'll be excited to hear how the style show turns out.
I hope you'll be there. I think you will.
I'll be there. You bet I'll be there. And I hope some of you will join us for that as well. And I hope when you're shopping at the Good Samaritan Thrift Store, when you stop in there, you'll remember how that's tied to a lot of impact for your neighbors. That when you engage with Good Samaritan Ministries, it's a great way to give back on a lot of levels. Want to remind you all also that we're in the midst of Workplace Giving campaign right now for United Way. That's a very exciting time of year when we come around to your workplaces and ask folks to make a contribution through payroll deduction to the good work that we do with Good Samaritan Ministries, with our 30 other community partners and also with our community impact projects that we undertake. So if you're unfamiliar with workplace giving, we'd love to hear from you. Give our office a call at 442-4360 and we can make that option available for you. If you're looking to volunteer, try volunteerhelena.org, another great way to engage with your community. So that's all we have for today. We'll see you next time on Advancing the Common Good.